But when it's sports buffet time, we usually have great food on the table. But we not only have great food, we have the best guest on earth. On the Diamond Factory Ticket Hotline, a very, very good friend of mine goes way back at CBS when we did Mavs pre and post game. She now does everything, right? She is the new Chief Communications Officer with your Dallas Mavericks and a major contributor with getting the bid for the Dallas World Cup 2026. Of course, was Media Relations Director for the FC Dallas for over 9 years. Ladies and gentlemen, on the phone right now, the Diamond Factory Ticket Hotline. It is the one and only, it's Miller time. It's Gina Miller.
Elf, good morning. Coffee is brewing to talk to you this morning.
That a girl? You got a bagel in the oven?
I'm trying to keep the carbs light.
Okay,
you know
I know. Listen, I got you 100%. Okay, we'll get to our Mavs in a second because I know things are going well on that end, and since you got there, things have gone well, so we'll talk about that in a few. But I know how hard you guys have been working, you and Dan Hunt over at FC Dallas, and getting the World Cup bid for Dallas taken care of. Let's go back. How did all that start? Tell us the schmoozing that went into that.
There is a big amount of schmoozing that goes into it. You know, Monica Paul from the Dallas Sports Commission, Dan Hunt, and the Jones family with the Dallas Cowboys really were ambitious when it came to trying to create the greatest World Cup bid in history. And I think they did that as it relates to North America. And there was a lot of schmoozing, a lot of really thoughtful discussions, meetings, explaining what's so unique about Dallas-Fort Worth and this region and what we can do from an economic impact standpoint, from a hospitality standpoint. And I think it paid off beautifully. You know, we got 9 matches. They announced that in 2024. And then Friday and Saturday of this weekend, we found out which teams will be playing at Dallas Stadium in Arlington. We know AT&T Stadium will be called Dallas Stadium. And I think that's a reflection of all the effort and all the work that Monica, Dan, and the Jones family did, and all the supporting staff around these groups that we all did to really show that North Texas can host and produce the biggest sporting event in the world at the highest level and really create something special here. But there was a lot of schmoozing, a lot of talking, a lot of long nights, a lot of phone calls across time zones, and I think it's paid off with an incredible slate of matches at Dallas Stadium in Arlington next summer.
All right, we're speaking with Gina Miller here on the Diamond Factory Ticket Hotline on the Mark Elfenbein Show. Now, there was obviously a lot of other places in the world that were bidding for this. What was kind of the overriding factor? I know there was a lot. Was it venues? Was it proximity? Was it traffic? I mean, you know, there was a lot of things that you have to think about.
There are. And I think as it relates to North Texas, the secret sauce is AT&T Stadium. I mean, the Jones family and the Cowboys know how to build a facility that can drive revenue and create a unique, wonderful fan and sponsor and team and staff experience better than anybody in the world. AT&T Stadium has more than 300 suites. It has so many wonderful seating options, and that's going to create a really unique experience, I think, for any fan coming from wherever it is they're coming from, the Netherlands, Japan, Argentina, Croatia, Jordan, Albania could be playing here next summer. I think that's going to create a really wonderful, rich experience. Then you layer in what we have from a training and base camp standpoint. I'm going to talk about Toyota Stadium in Frisco because that's obviously where I worked for the past 9 years before joining the Mavericks. That staff there knows how to turnkey a facility better than anybody. The pitch at the Toyota Stadium pitch is beautiful. It has hosted national teams. It has hosted teams like Real Madrid. It is ready and prepared to host the biggest national teams in the world. We've already had a ton of site visits already from visiting delegations and federations. I think that's going to ramp up significantly next week now that we know which teams will be playing in Arlington. This our ability to create a wonderful training base camp experience in North Texas. There are a number of other facilities as well. You look at University of North Texas, TCU, Dallas Baptist University. Those are all great base camp options. And then you look at the training venues, the match training venues, Cotton Bowl Stadium and Southern Methodist University, SMU. Those are great venues on which to train because the grass is so perfect. Our hospitality is great. The Dallas Sports Commission, again, led by Monica Paul, is putting together an assembly of incredible volunteers and staff members to create an incredibly hospitable but yet efficient experience. And I think that's not lost on FIFA.
9 games, World Cup matches, including 5 group stage games featuring teams like the fact that you're getting Argentina, Netherlands, and England is unbelievable. I mean, I'm like going, wait, Messi twice?
Yes. And granted, they haven't announced the rosters yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and say
I think maybe he might be here.
Yeah. I mean, this is huge. This could have gone better. You get Argentina twice, the second-ranked team in FIFA World Rankings. Japan, who is 18, England, who is 4, Croatia, who is 10th, a 4-10 matchup in group stage play on June 17th, which is a rematch of a 2018 semifinal in Russia. It could not have gone better. And, selfishly, we have a striker at FC Dallas, Petar Musa, who plays for Croatia. He scored the goal for Croatia in qualifying, this last qualifying cycle in November against the Faroe Islands, which sent Croatia to the World Cup. Now, he's probably not at the top of the roster. He's probably 24th, 26th, 25th. Doesn't matter.
Wow. I mean, it's mind-boggling because we've been hearing about it for years, and now it's actually it's on its way. In terms of tickets, now there's been a lot of people saying you got to be careful. Is there a specific place where you can only get tickets?
Go to FIFA.com. That's exactly what I did when the lottery window opened up in October. I qualified for the FIFA lottery, and I was able to get 12 tickets to 3 matches at Dallas Stadium, which is what the stadium will be called next summer. The window to buy tickets again, this lottery system, will open up on FIFA.com on December 11th. That's the best way to do it. When you get your tickets will have your names printed on them. We have tickets in the National Soccer Hall of Fame in Frisco with people's names on them. It's really kind of cool if you have it's just a cool experience. But go to FIFA.com. December 11th is when the next lottery opens for you to buy tickets.
So who's more giddy, you or Dan?
He's pretty giddy. He said Monica Paul is pretty giddy.
No,
too.
Look, the 3 of you guys have been amazing what you guys have been doing the last several years, but the fact that this has actually happened and it's on its way is amazing.
It just couldn't have gone better. And now what's exciting is you could have Argentina selecting North Texas as a base camp. They could be training throughout the entire tournament, setting up their home away from home, setting up shop here in North Texas. Do you realize if we have Lionel Messi in this market for a couple of weeks during the World Cup, I think the internet will explode. It's
all right, I wanted to ask
you a massive opportunity.
I'm going to get your opinion on this. Since the world's going to be here and every king and prince of every country is going to be here, I'm thinking about renting out my house for a month. What do you think?
I think you should. I think there is a huge opportunity for the small business person, that Airbnb person, if your municipality allows it. I'm not encouraging anybody to do something that is not allowed within their municipality, but there is a real opportunity. Those people who have real estate adjacent to AT&T Stadium in Arlington, I think will do quite well. If their HOA, where they live, if it's all allowed, I think they could do quite well.
Yeah, I got a guy. I'll get that taken care of.
Yeah, you got a few guys. You're a guy, El.
Oh, listen, what can I tell you? All right, Gina Miller, obviously, fantastic job. The World Cup's coming. I know you, Dan, and Monica are all very, very excited. Let's slide over to the Dallas Mavericks because I remember the day that this happened. I texted you so damn fast, and I'm like, am I reading this correctly? And you're like, I'll talk to you later. And I went, are you working tonight? And you go, yes. I said, I will be at the game.
And you did. And you brought me a cup.
Oh, yes.
You brought me a mug, and that was so nice. It's sitting in my cabinet right now.
Well, that's so fantastic. Listen, how did that come about? I mean, new chief communications officer with the Mavericks. I know you and I have been Maverick freaks and doing pre- and post-game shows forever, and we love our Mavericks. But how did this happen?
Yeah, no, I was so happy at FC Dallas, and it's such a wonderful experience there working in the soccer world and working in the sports world here in North Texas. But the team saw an opportunity, and they reached out to me just as a phone call to see if there was interest. And I mean, you know this, Elf. We are such lovers of this franchise, and we believe so much in what this team does for our community, for the game of basketball, both here in North Texas and globally. And it was just an opportunity that was too great not to explore. And as I went further down the process and speaking with Rick Welts and Patrick Dumont and Ethan Kaysen, the opportunity became really something special to help lead this communications and broadcasting department into the next generation as we do have a new ownership group and a new approach to doing things. And I know this market. I'm a third generation Dallas native, and I'm someone who loves what we do here in North Texas. I love these teams, and I love these people, and I love the athletes who live, play, and work here. And to be able to tell those stories in a sport that I grew up in. I was an intern for the Houston Rockets starting in the 94-95 season, and I saw two people who started with me within the Rockets organization last night at the Rockets Mavs game. It was kind of special to see those guys. It was kind of cool, actually, to see those guys 30 years later. But to be in a sport that I love so much, with a team that I just adore and respect, with professionals who are doing things at an incredibly high level, was too good to pass up. It was a tough decision, Elf. It was a really tough call. But I followed my heart and my head in a way that I thought that I could effectuate some real positive change. And so here I am.
What's the biggest challenge?
Honestly, getting back integrated into the NBA schedule. And people, I tell this to people all the time. Working in sports is nights, weekends, and holidays on top of your workday. And, at FC Dallas, we had 17 home games, which were usually on the weekend.
Right. Here
in the NBA, it's a game on a Wednesday night, on a Monday night. And weekend games are kind of easy because you get the day. But if it's on a Wednesday night, you're in the office between 8:30 and 9, and you're at the American Airlines Center until 10:30, 11:30 at night. And just getting reintegrated into that schedule has been probably the toughest thing.
Well, Cooper Flagg, obviously, I'd like to thank Ro Blackman for doing what he did.
and magic.
Right? And, look, it's all our old school, right? You, me, Harper, Ro. I mean, things are working. Yeah. And he is the real deal. But Ryan Nembhard, what's going on? Did we find a diamond in the rough here?
An undrafted rookie free agent playing remarkably. I mean, he's getting the opportunity and he's maximizing the opportunity. Nembhard, the footwork, his ability to drive to the basket, the shots that he can create and make, it's so impressive. And look, we have been just so injured. We have been battered and bruised. And to be able to have a guy like him playing on this two-way contract is just a really nice surprise. And then you throw in Cooper Flagg, and then you throw in P.J. Washington Jr. doing what he's done the past couple of games. And here we are. We've won 4 out of 5. And I really do think, and we're still not healthy, right? We didn't have Daniel Gafford last night. Obviously, Kyrie's out. Didn't have Klay Thompson last night. To beat a very good Rockets team the way we did, I think is really, really positive. And I think there's just a lot of opportunity with this team. And with guys like Ryan Nembhard stepping up, that next man mentality is really, really important for the
Let me get
right
a little bit of an injury update. So what's the latest on Kyrie, and what about Lively? Those are the two guys I'm curious about.
Yeah, Kyrie, he's still progressing. He is plugging along. And Derek Lively, he's assessing some options as it relates to his foot.
Oh. I got a doctor if you need.
we all got a doctor.
Well, listen, Miller time. There's no better time when it's Miller time. I'm happy for you, what you're doing with the Mavs. I think it's fabulous. And the whole thing with the World Cup bid 2026 for you, Dan and Monica, it's absolutely fabulous. And I absolutely want to have you on this morning. And we'll see you at a lot of Maverick games coming up.
I'm looking forward to it, Elf. It's so exciting to get to talk to you about this because, and you and I know this is the best sports market in the world with the best people and the best teams. And to be able to tell these stories in this market is so special, and it's such an honor. And to be able to experience the history that we get to witness firsthand, it's the best thing in the world. And this weekend, with the World Cup draw and getting the selection that we had was so cool, capped off by an incredible Mavs win last night. It's just been an incredible weekend, and to get to have coffee with you this morning is even better.
Oh, how's Jordan doing? Is she digging it?
oh, she's a 14-year-old girl. And when I bring her to Mavs games, and anybody who's a parent knows this, I'm like, how long is she going to be 14? Can it end soon? Because these teenage years are tough. But I drag her to Mavs games. She doesn't smile and she doesn't look at me. And then when we go home, she's like, Mom, that was fun. I had a good time. Any parent of a teenager knows exactly what I'm going through right now.
Oh, my God. Gina, listen, all the best. Happy holidays to you, and I appreciate the time, and we'll see you down the road.
All right, Elf. Look forward to it.
All right. That is the one and only Gina Miller. She is the new Chief Communications Officer with the Mavericks, but has a lot to do with what Dan Hunt, Monica Paul, and everybody getting the World Cup 2026 to bid to Dallas. It's here, and like you heard, man, they got very fortunate, man. You got Argentina, the Netherlands, England, Japan, Croatia. And look, I'm not the biggest soccer guy in the world. People know early on at the ticket, I had a saying, if you ignore soccer long enough, it'll go away. I was wrong. It has not gone away. It is here in a big way. And I will absolutely, unequivocally rent out my house for $20,000 a week if somebody's interested. What? That's a good price. Go check the freaking Crescent Hotel. You'll see what the difference is. And I got a pool and a jacuzzi. Yeah, how about that? Your own private pool and jacuzzi. All right, we'll get our spoons out. We'll taste the soup next.